Hi, welcome to LeetCode. In this video, I am going to discuss LeetCode problem 3499. Maximize active section with thread 1. So the problem statement is that you are given a binary string s of length n where 1 represents an active section and 0 represent an inactive section. Okay, so you can perform at most one thread to maximize the number of active sections in S. So active section means we have to actually increase the number of maximize the number of one in the string S. So in a thread, you convert a contiguous block of one that is surrounded by zero to all zeros. So suppose there are actually three one and both are actually surrounded by zero. So at the front, at the end, both should be zero. There can be other character also can be present, but this three one actually is surrounded by 2 0, correct? So what is I can do, I actually convert this 3 1 to, first I will convert all this to 0. So this will be now 0 0, and this is already, this 0 is already 0, got it? And this actually the other characters. Now so afterward, convert a contiguous block of 0 that is surrounded by 1 to all ones. So now what I can do, I can actually have such a way that we actually have some string of character of 0 and this 0 actually surrounded by 1. Okay, now what actually I can do, I will convert all these 0 to 1. So it will be the, what will the string will look like now. So there are 4 0, so this will all convert to 1 and this is already 1. So this 4 0 actually, first what will I do, I will convert all the 1 that actually surrounded by 0 to 0, correct? Then this is the first step. Next step is we will just convert all the zeros that is surrounded by 1 to convert all those zeros to 1. Here you can see that we can convert first for this 4 0 surrounded by 1, then I will convert this 0 to 1, got it? Now after this operation, so this operation I can do maximum one time. So we have to maximize the return the maximum number of active sections in S after making the optimal thread. So another thing is they have noted that treat S as it is augmented with 1 at both ends. Means so we can assume that suppose this is the string 0 1, but we can assume that this is actually surrounded by 1 by default. This 2 1 will be actually we can actually assume that this is actually present. Okay, so what we have to do, if we don't apply this operation, the thread, then what will be actually the maximum section, active section? So that will be the number of 1 in the input string. So input string, this is the input string S. So how many ones are present? Only 1, correct? So this will be our minimum answer. So now what I have to do, I have to maximize, we have to try to make increase this value in somehow. So what actually I can do, so first of all this 0 1, so first of all if I want to apply this thread, first of all check that I can actually apply or not. So first step is we have to find out that which are actually surrounded by 0, correct? Which are actually surrounded by 0. So is there any such block is possible that is surrounded by 0? So this is actually to assume, I can actually assume that in the front at the end it is actually surrounded by 1. So is there any block that actually surrounded by 0? Only 1 0 is present, so we do not have any actual block that is surrounded by 0. So this is not possible. So I can actually I cannot apply the step 2 also, or actually both actually surrounded by 1, and I will convert all these 0 that is present here to 1. We can actually apply, because first step I have to apply the step 1, then actually I can apply step 2. So we can actually apply this. Now for this example, so that's why for this example 1, the output is 1, got it? Now next is what? Next is this example 2, this is 0 1 0 0. Okay, so this 0 1 0 0. So first of all what I have to do, so by default the answer is the number of 1 in the input string. So this is actually 1, only 1 actually present. So our by default answer is, minimum answer will be always 1. So if I want to apply the trend, then first step will be what? Find the one that is surrounded by 0. So we can see that here is this one is surrounded by 0, this 2 0. So what is I can do? First I will convert this to 0. So now our input string will look like 0 0 0 0. I have converted actually ultimately this 0 from 1 to 0. Now our next target is apply the step 2. Step 2 is what? Find out that is there any block that actually surrounded by 1. So here actually we can actually assume that this is actually surrounded by 1, because there at the front there will be 1 1, at the end there will be 1 1. Now this is actually surrounded by 1, correct? So I will convert this, all this 4 0. I can actually convert this all this 4 0 to 1. So ultimately our string will look like 1 1 1 1, correct? So this actually I can actually apply after step 2. So this is our final string S. So this is what is the number of active section here? 4 active section. So this is actually always greater than 1. So our answer will be 4, correct? So this is our answer 4. Got it? For example 2, our output is 4. Now what is ultimately you are doing? So just see the observation, then actually be easy to understand. So first of all we have to find out that is there any 0, then we have some 1, then we have some we will have 1 0. So what actually are doing? First of all, convert all this 1. Suppose there actually x number of 1. Okay, so ultimately what are doing? We will ultimately we convert all x x number of 1 to 0. So this will be x number of 0, and this 0 already present. Now what we are doing? We are actually doing trying to convert all this 0 to 1, correct? So this will be 1 and x number of 1, and then this one. So ultimately what actually our actually gain? Previously you can see that here actually also x number of actually 1 is present. So x number of 1 and 2 0, correct? After this step, this is step 1, and this is after step 2, after applying the step 2. So ultimately how many actually 1 actually present? 1 is present, x plus 2, 0 is 0, there is no 0 here, but how many actually 1 is present? X plus 2, correct? So how many actually gain actually I have? Previously in initially I actually have x number of 1 and 2 0, but after this step 1 and step 2, how many actually 1 actually present? X plus 2, and 0 is 0. So how many actually gain actually I have? X plus 2 minus x, correct? So ultimately our gain is 2. Got it? So ultimately this whatever actually number of actually 1 is present, that is not contributing anything, correct? Because ultimately it is initially 1, then again you are converting 0, then again we are converting 1 ultimately. So it doesn't matter that how many actually x actually you're trying to convert. So if I have to maximize the number of ones in the input string, so 1 means the active section. So what have to maximize? Ultimately we have to maximize that. Suppose this is actually x, y number of 1 and z. So now it is clear that y is not contributing anything in the gain or maximizing the number of ones in the input string, because I know that first y will be converted to it is initially 1, then after step 1 it will be converted to 0, again it will be converted to 1. So number of 1 is, it is same that y number of ones, but when I trying to convert this to trying to apply the step 2, then what will be the gain? Gain will be x plus z ultimately, because this is actually initially 0, x and z the both are actually initially 0. Now first after step 2 after step 1 it was actually 0, but step 2 I will convert all this block in this block as a whole, convert this as a 1, correct? So our gain here actually x plus z. So we have to what have to do? try to maximize the x plus z. Try to maximize the x plus z. So how will you do that? So I will count that how many in the contiguous. Suppose this is actually as 1 0 0 1 0 0 1. Okay. So here actually this is our input string. So how many actually 1 is present? 1 1. Then how many actually 0 is present? Continuously 0 is present twice. Again 1 is present once. 0 is present twice. This again is 1 is present once. Got it? This actually count actually I have. Now to apply the thread, what actually we need? We need first, this is surrounded by 0. Then in between actually I have 1. Then actually I have actually 1 next 0. Surrounded by 0. Then actually I can apply the thread. So this actually thread is applied? No, because in between actually I have 0, not 1. So I can actually apply. So next our target is, can actually apply this thread, this 3. Yes, because in between actually I have 1. Correct? So first what I'll do, I'll convert all this 1 to 0. Then again at a time actually I can convert this whole block, this 3 block to 1, because all are actually 0 now. This block is already 0. This block actually now after step 1 it is 0, and this block is also already 0 initially. So what actually again will be? So I will actually try to convert this at a time, because I can actually apply only once the thread. So what I'll do? How many actually ones actually I have in initially? 1 2 3 3. Correct? Now if I want to apply this thread here in this block, first block is A, suppose this is blocks B and this is block C. This actually step 1 is clear, because I can actually apply. I will convert all this 1, because this block is actually, this B is surrounded by 0. Here also I have actually 0. Here also I have actually 0. So what I will do? First I will convert this to 0. Then again 0 to 1. So when actually converting to 0 to 1, the gain actually I know that x plus z. So here x is A. So that actually 2 plus C, here actually C 2. So 4 new 1 actually I am find out new 4 1. So our gain will be what? Our gain will be 4, and already actually I have 3. So 3 plus 4, so 7 actually I can actually do. Next 3 block I can do or not? No, because in between actually I have 0, not 1. So if I want to apply the thread step 1, then actually I need the middle block surrounded by, middle block as a 1 and then surrounded by 0. So that's why middle block should be all the number that actually 1. Correct? So this is clear. So this is 4 plus 3 plus 4, this is 7. So you can see that if I actually apply this operation here, so our input string was 1 0 0 1 0 0 1. So if I apply this operation here, this one, so this is surrounded by 0. So string will look like 0 0 0 0 0 1. And now this 0, this all the 0 actually surrounded by 1, because here also it is actually 1, and here also we have actually 1. So I can actually apply step 2. So I'll convert this all this 0 to 1. So this will be actually, sorry, this will be 1 1 1 1 1 1. Now you can see that how many actually 1 actually I have 7. So that's why our answer is 7. Got it? Why answer is 7 for this test case? So I think I have cleared the observation and logic. Why actually need that? What is the ultimately gain we're actually getting after applying the thread, taking the thread? Got it? Ultimately our gain is x plus z. It is clear? Because y actually initially y is 1. After applying step 1, it is again 0, and after applying step 2, it is again 1. So there is no actually change in 1 for y, but in x plus z we are actually gaining something, we are actually gaining. So that actually we have to try to maximize it. So now go to the code. So first of all, I'll check the how many actually in the input string, how many actually 1 is present. So initially I've taken a variable 1, initially to 0, and I'm iterating each character of the input string, and if it is 1, I am actually increasing the count. Okay, now I have taken a vector storing the pair. Pair means the character and the how many actually character actually present. Now count. Okay, so I'm starting from I is equal to 0 till we actually have character I less than n. N here actually the input length of the input string. So for each character, I know the what is the character actually I have in the index I, and the count is initially 0. So till our we have to count that how many actually one actually consecutively one actually I have, consecutively 0 actually I have. One actually see any other character, so I'll store this here and break from go to the next character. So while actually I less than n and the current index value is equal to the current character we are actually trying to count, both actually equal. So I'll actually continue, increase the count, and also go to the next index. So ultimately, whenever we have to reach the end, or we have reached, we have seen another character, different character, 0 or 1, from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, both are possible. So I'll break from here this while loop and store the count. So current is the character that we are trying to count, and the number of times I have seen this consecutively. Okay, and I'm stored this in the vector. Now what I have to do? I have to check the best gain. Best gain means we already know that we know that x, y, and z. So I know that for we actually have 3 block. Suppose 3 block. This x actually count of something 1, and this actually count of how many actually 0 actually I have, and here actually how many actually 1 consecutively I have consecutively. Now, so best can only what? Ultimately, if it is surrounded by x, y, z, this is actually 0, count of 0, this is count of 1, this is count of 0 again, z. So our gain will be x, or gain will be x plus z, correct? So that's why here actually you can see that we are actually iterating from z is equal to 0 and j plus 2, because I need 3 pair, 3 block, one is x, another is y, another is z. So that's why I'm just uh, going up to z. Z is actually length minus 2. You can say also length minus 3 also possible. That is both are okay. So if our current first block, if this current character is 0, then the next middle block should be 1, and the next block will be again 0, because the middle block should be surrounded by 0. So that's why then actually I can only apply this trade, can take the trade. So then actually I can apply the trade. So this is the I will get this. Then what is our gain? Gain will be x plus z. So current gain will be what? The number of 0 is present at the index j. That will I get. That will be actually ultimately here actually it is actually ultimately x. How many actually 0 is present in the first block? And this is z. That actually the number of 0 is present in the third block. Means here actually z. Okay. So that will be our extra gain if I apply the step 2. So now I will take the what is the best gain actually I have. So I will store the best gain actually it is 0. So I will take the maximum value, best gain, and the current gain. So ultimately, after seeing all of this consecutive 3 block, okay, I will check what is the best gain actually I can actually take, and then ultimately return them once, because this is not actually ultimately gain, because it will always present whatever actually you can do, apply the trade or not apply, and ultimately best gain will be what if I take the grade this operation, then actually what will be the best gain actually I can actually do. So that will be add. Correct. Here actually you can see that for this example, our best gain is actually 2 plus 2. This 2 0 actually, this 4 0 actually I can actually change to 1. So our best gain will be 4, and already 3 1 actually is present. So 3 plus 4. So that's why you can see that once is 3, and here actually the best gain is 4. So I am returning 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Got it? I have shared this code in the description. If you have any doubt, any suggestion, any comment, you should share that in the comment box. And if you like the explanation, please like the video. Thank you.